Hello viewers, welcome to part 2 of the Elasticity of Demand video. In this video we'll be focusing on, in part 1 we defined elasticity of demand, we did the calculations, we did the interpretations, we did the PED diagrams. However, in this particular video we will be doing the factors influencing price elasticity of demand and the price elasticity of demand with its relationship with total revenue. Okay, so we'll be looking at the factors influencing the price elasticity of demand. In other words, what are the factors that will make you more responsive or less responsive to a price change? So as it relates to a substitute, the greater the number of substitutes for a commodity, the greater the price elasticity of demand. Why is this so? Because you have more choices, you have more different options to look at, to choose at, so your elasticity will be more elastic for a particular good. Share of income. The greater the share of consumers' income that a commodity absorbs, the greater the price elasticity of demand for that commodity. So, for example, a car will have a greater price elasticity of demand than maybe a table salt. Right? Because a car is more expensive than a table salt. So if there's a price change in table salt, you probably won't be that responsive to that price change. But like if there's a price change in a car, like maybe a 100,000 increase in a car price, then you might be more responsive to that. What about the type of goods necessary and the luxury goods? Right? So some goods are staples while others are luxuries. So a staple good forms an integral part of the diet. So for CARICOM nationals, staple goods include rice, yam, cassava, dasheen, flour, while luxury goods include expensive watches, expensive sports cars, and so on. So in general, the necessary or staple goods, so staple goods are necessary goods, luxury goods are goods that's not that important. The staple goods will have a lower price elasticity of demand than the luxury goods, right? So in other words, you will be more inelastic to a necessary good than a luxury good because you need that good. But the luxury goods is not a needy good, so you can practically do without that good if there should be a price increase, so you will not be so responsive to that good. What about the width of the definition of the commodity? So the narrower the definition of the commodity, the higher the price elasticity of demand. Thus, the food will have an overall lower level of price elasticity of demand than, say, peanuts or cabbage. So in this particular factor, you are classifying or you are grouping stuff together. So in general, you will be more inelastic to, say, food. You'll be more inelastic to the general term food. But when you should narrow down, you'll be more elastic to general term food because you have a lot of foods. You have yam, you have rice, you have chicken, you have meat and other meat. So food in terms of general term. However, when you be more narrow, when you specify which particular food you're talking, so you'll be more inelastic to a particular food. For example, chicken, you'll be more inelastic if there should be a price change in chicken because, you narrow the term. And then lastly, we'll be looking at time. So in short run, in economics, we focus on short run and long run. In the short run, there are not all factors are variables, right? But in the long run, all factors are variables, meaning that all factors are not constantly can change. So in the short run, consumers have more fairly constant tastes. Consumers have more time to select their goods. So the taste of a consumer, however, takes time to evolve. Over time, therefore, the price elasticity of demand is greater than in the short run as people's tastes can change in response to price changes. So for example, if you have a prom coming up and you need a prom dress, the time in which you have, so if you know about the prom in a week time, the time in which you have to look for that prom dress, you have 1 week, can go from store A to store B to see which store have it cheaper. then your demand for the prom dress will be more elastic. But what if you know that you have the prom tomorrow? You have like 24 hours to find a prom dress. No, your demand for prom dress will be more inelastic. You try to grab the best one with whatever price because you want to get it as soon as possible. Alright, lastly we'll be looking at price and total revenue. So, total revenue, how do we calculate total revenue? Total revenue is the amount of sale, right, times the price. So, for consumers who are having an elastic demand, remember what are elastic demand and the demand in which you are more responsive to a price change? What if they should increase the price of an elastic good? For in your case, then the company's total revenue will fall. The company's total revenue fall because remember you are more elastic to that good. So if you have more substitutes, for example, if you have more substitutes and they should increase the price of their good, then you can simply well buy the substitute good, right? But what if they should decrease the price of an elastic good? Then the total revenue will increase. It will increase because they make it more affordable. And remember what the law of demand, once the good increase, the price of the good will. Once the price of the good increase, the demand will decrease. Okay, what about the unitary? If you have a unitary elasticity of demand, then there will be no form of change in total revenue. If the price should fall, there will be no change. If the price should rise, there will be no change. There will be no change in the total revenue because in unity of demand, in elasticity of demand, the same amount of demand price change is the same amount of responsiveness you will give to that particular good. And what if it's inelastic? If the good is inelastic, then the relationship between price and total revenue is opposite. So if the price should fall, then total revenue will also fall. So remember the example I gave in previous video about the medication. If you are sickly and you need a medication and they should decrease the price of that good, then and you're inelastic to that particular medication, then the total revenue will also fall because why? You will be buying more of the good, right? And they will get less revenue. But what if they should raise the price of the medication, increase the price of the medication? Then their total revenue will also increase because you are inelastic to the good and therefore you are not so responsive to a price change. You basically have to buy the good. So with elastic, you don't necessarily have to buy the good. You have different choices. With inelastic demand, you have to buy the good because you have less choices. Okay. Now that should cover everything. End of my presentation. Please like and subscribe to my channel, Fluent Academy. Thank you for watching. Bye.